As Bitcoin lifts its thrusters heading to outer space, many people believe the altcoins will suffer. But as we looked last week, the numbers and historical charts just don't back that up. When Bitcoin makes its biggest, most monumental moves, we have seen altcoins blast off even higher. But one fundamental reason fuels that charge initially. Find out what it is and which coins you should be looking at that could be the next to moon immediately following BTC. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. Every day I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell for notifications while you're at it. If you do have the bell pressed, by the way, and you aren't getting notifications, make sure to go to your YouTube settings, turn notifications on. In this video, we are going to be looking at exactly which cryptocurrencies you should be watching to moon once Bitcoin breaks 14K and starts looking at all-time highs again. These aren't super low cappers with moon breakout potential we're talking about. These are top coins that can take advantage of something no one is really talking about right now, but it will become a huge issue once the price of Bitcoin starts going on a streak. And at the end of this video, I'm going to reveal to you my top 3 under-the-radar coins to make big gains based off of this one key crypto metric. This is one of those things that only the true crypto OGs are aware of, because we remember the pain this one thing caused in 2017. It wasn't a huge issue in 2016 following the Bitcoin halving, but in late 2017, this one fundamental aspect of Bitcoin fired off a ripple that turned into a tsunami. I'm, of course, talking about network congestion. Don't let me lose you here. I know what you're thinking.
I'm just here for the monies. I don't need no techs.
And I get it. But this is the biggest deal for your wallet since your chiropractor told you to keep it in your front pocket. Just me? Anyways, if you plan this next bull cycle correctly, then understanding network congestion, its effects, and which coins you can invest in or to take advantage of it can be the difference between your portfolio stopping at the moon or heading straight for Mars.
Now this is the plan. Get your ass to Mars.
So what is network congestion? To put it simply, this is the amount of throughput occurring on the Bitcoin network. How many transactions are running on the entire Bitcoin network of nodes? The two things that are affected most by this are speed and cost. First, let's take a look at the speed. This chart shows the average confirmation time for Bitcoin transactions. On the left side of the chart, you see the amount of minutes they took. At the peak of the latest Bitcoin frenzy, is at top 12K, possibly permanently, we saw the average transaction cost spike all the way to almost 500 minutes. That's over 8 hours. I thought this Bitcoin thing was supposed to be fast, am I right? Faulty second layer solutions aside, this network is not built for retail adoption. And listen, that is okay, because this is digital gold, not electronic currency. The speed, in my opinion, should be the sole focus, and we're going to get back to it in a few moments. The other factor to consider here is the fee schedule for Bitcoin, or how much it costs to send money on the Bitcoin network. The ease of sending money and the low cost associated with transactions is one of the most appealing things about Bitcoin. But comparing costs now to the end of 2017 and early 2018, you will see we are getting the largest uptick in fees since that time. And high fees usually mean an explosive Bitcoin, so I'm sure a lot of people will take that trade-off. But high fees go hand in hand with network congestion and speed of transactions. So why do I say the focus should be on the speed and not on the fees? That's because slow transactions can cost you a whole lot more than the average Bitcoin transaction fee of $9 or so. If you're transferring a whole Bitcoin, let's be honest, a $9 transaction fee may not fit the narrative of cheap money transfers, but it's still cheaper than you can send 14K any other way. I don't get caught up in the fees. The speed, however, I get frantic about. Imagine you get a hot altcoin tip, obviously from watching BitBoy Crypto. However, this project that I've talked about is only on Uniswap. So you got to convert your Bitcoin over to Ethereum or another ERC20 token in order to make your trade. But hey, You're one of those
Not your keys, not your crypto.
kind of guys. You got all your Bitcoins on your ledger. And hey, that's a super safe and secure way to keep them. A Ledger hardware wallet is the creme de la creme of Bitcoin storage. I'm all for it. In fact, if you want to buy a Ledger Nano S or Nano X hardware wallet, head on over to ledger.bitboy.live and scoop one up. Highly recommended. But the thing is, to get your Bitcoin off a Ledger or any other hot or cold wallet that does not have a built-in exchange feature, you're going to have to transfer your money off of your wallet and onto an exchange. And guess what? That's a Bitcoin transaction. Expert tip here, in spite of what other hardline Bitcoiners will tell you, it's a good strategy to keep some amount of tradable crypto on a reputable exchange like Binance or Coinbase, just in case you want to make a spur-of-the-moment trade. But let's say you haven't done that, and you are trying to get your Bitcoin to an exchange at breakneck speed to catch a pump for an altcoin at the beginning instead of FOMOing in right before a price crash. Do you honestly think 500 minutes is going to get that job done? Now, let this blow your mind. On January 21st, 2018, the average confirmation time was almost 8,000 minutes. That's 5.5 days. You think that's going to get it accomplished? Absolutely not. So what happens later in this bull run when the network becomes virtually unusable? We've seen it before, and we will see it again. The answer is people will turn to other cryptocurrencies to send value. The workaround here in 2017 was to use Ethereum and Litecoin. These two coins were used so much to move crypto between exchanges for trading that Coinbase and other exchanges went down due to gigantic surges in volume. Ethereum is and will continue to be Bitcoin's backup, if you will. I'll tell you this, when I want to move money around, I don't use Bitcoin ever if Ethereum is available. I will bite the bullet on a trading fee to move my Bitcoin over to Ethereum before transferring it. Some people, as I mentioned earlier, nickel and dime their transaction trading fees to death, but I solely focus on speed. I understand that moving my money around efficiently and hastily will allow me to make up whatever difference I lose in the fees. Big picture here, people. Big picture. Time is money. Ethereum, though, of course, has its own network issues. Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to be coming soon to fix its faulty network, throughput, and congestion issues. Maybe it should have tried Pepto-Bismol. But as recently as the last 2 months, the Ethereum network became over-congested with super high fees and slow transactions thanks to the decentralized finance craze. Those of us who trade irresponsibly on Uniswap know the pains of the network. And I will tell you, the transaction costs for ETH got so high during the last giant run-up that even I cringed at the fees. And as you can see on the average gas price chart here for the Ethereum network, we recently saw the longest period ever of sustainable high fees. And guess what, guys? This is just getting started. This recent run-up a couple months ago made the CryptoKitties Ethereum congestion seem mild. In the next year, these ETHs could easily get to over $100 per transaction if ETH 2.0 doesn't hit fast enough. However, I do expect Ethereum to be a huge beneficiary of problems from the Bitcoin network congestion. In 2017, Litecoin was the darling of money transfers everywhere. It was fast and easy. As one of the most consistent altcoins in history, Litecoin has started falling out of favor with some crypto investors. Its 2017 surge was no doubt due to a listing on Coinbase. Even though it has struggled lately, Litecoin received huge news that it would be one of the 4 coins PayPal will include for its cryptocurrency offerings. This might be enough to keep it moving forward. In the short term, though, that definitely helped the price. But I'm going to go out on a limb here to say Litecoin will not be the coin of choice for moving money around in this next bull run. It will be something else, and I've got 3 candidates or coins I'm looking at to be the next coin of choice for money transfers. Why is this important? Well, think about it. When a ton of people are trading into a coin to make quick buys and sells, the price of that coin benefits greatly. This is one reason we saw Ethereum and Litecoin moon once Bitcoin made colossal moves in 2017. These 3 coins could see huge price increases. Now, the key to these 3 potentially explosive coins are all the same. The criteria is they have to be fast, they need to have some level of name recognition, lastly, they need to be available almost universally on a wide variety of exchanges. That's actually why Polkadot, an up-and-coming possible Ethereum killer, did not make this list. The 3 coins I'm looking at are Bitcoin Cash, Tezos, and Dash. Bitcoin Cash's bigger block sizes make it a viable Bitcoin alternative. It also has a hard fork later this month, which could put it in the headlines again. Tezos is an emerging blockchain that's certainly extremely fast. Its inclusion to Coinbase is a big factor, where it also has staking available to Coinbase users directly through the app. It's kind of a dark horse in the race here to be the trader's coin of choice, but definitely one you might want to keep an eye on. Lastly, Dash could actually be the favorite here. It's extremely quick, and its foundation has now pushed it as a digital payment solution instead of the previous privacy focus. This move could be in anticipation of the opportunity available due to Bitcoin network congestion. Now, later on this week, I actually have an interview with Dash spokesperson Amanda B. Johnson where we're going to discuss this. But to me, Dash could make the most sense here and get a huge price bump. But let me know what you think. Which coin will reign supreme when the dust settles from BTC and ETH congestion? Let me know down below in the comments. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out.